Finance Secretary Diokno already made comments on some of these things. For one, he mentioned that it's the choice naman of GSIS or SSS and their members whether or not to provide funding or money in this investment fund. He also mentioned that in other sovereign wealth funds, it's not necessarily the excess amount as long as we have some recurring revenues from things like mining or things like that. So is this not enough? And he also mentioned that we have over ammunition of foreign reserves, so it's not concerning for him. What can you make of these statements?
Very strong. Our foreign exchange reserves are dwindling. In fact, my colleague Ronnie Bernardo is expecting our international reserves to fall again by next year to about 87 billion from about 90 plus. No, again because of our current account and trade deficits. No, so I think. That's not correct. And then we don't have recurring surpluses. You know, as I said, we have deficits. So where is it coming from? No. At the same time, again, the investment of SSS and GSIS has to be in conservative instruments, no? Because they are committed to give out the pensions of its members. No, it cannot be directed to certain projects, the government projects. In fact, they are contradicting themselves. They say that the MWF, it will be independent, free from political interference, etc. And yet they already have an investment plan. They said they'll buy the national grid, they will invest in infrastructure. So predetermined already, you know. So again, they're full of contradictions. They say it's also transparent, and yet you look at the bill, and then access to the investment records can only be approved by the board of directors. They're full of contradictions.
Now, at the same time, like what we reported earlier, the proponents, particularly, of course, Representative Sandro Marcos and then former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, pointing out that, you know, there have been similar measures urging for the creation of an SWF in the past. I mean, the likes of the ones filed by former Senator Bam Aquino and JB Ejercito. What do you make of these arguments that they are raising, and how do these bills differ, especially given the time and context as well?
Well, I think Senator Bam Aquino said that, of course, one is timing. At the time he proposed it in 2016, the fiscal situation was quite healthier. Secondly, it did not mandate the SSS and GIS to contribute to the fund. So, again, it's a good idea, but wrong timing. Maybe in the future, we can consider a sovereign wealth fund. But again, we also have to take into account the governance issue. I think BSP Governor Philip Medalla raised this in this, there is a risk of another 1MDB in which unless we fix our governance issues, the fund could be lost to mismanagement.